Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the craziest money-making machine you ever seen in your life. Bang it out, doubles, triples, quadruples, short squeezes were long, riding the wave, baby. Woohoo! Oh goodness! Welcome to capitalism. I said, man, by the end of this. I've said it before. You're going to hear me say it again. Nobody's going to think that there is any logic to any of this whatsoever, and you're just shooting darts in the blank or in the dark, whatever. Bullet shooting. How's that term go? Anyway. Actually, Seward's working away on the dashboard. He's got a really cool feature that I kind of asked him to work on, which was a special treat. Which is we're both going to study the breadth and the bullish percentage of the breadth. So, ooh, I'm super stoked. But this actually should turn into a really kick-ass timing tool. But we'll see how that goes. So kind of a different image here for you today because, like I said, Seward's playing on the back end with his toys and building the site out. I got to say, it's looking pretty damn good. Breadth, obviously, with Seward monkeying around with some of the breadth indicators, this page is a little bit splotchy, but interesting how you can see we're getting a little bit different message here, and I wonder whether we have to focus in a little bit here. I'm gonna have to interpret this. You can see those bonds still aren't very happy, and there's that utilities looking horrible. Commodities were pointing up, sectors were pointing up. Interesting. Transports are trying to find a bottom here. I noticed my little save has jumped up really nicely. Almost gave me a fill. Europe's trying to firm up here a bit. That's good. Isn't that interesting? So we saw Toronto had a double bottom working, but now with Seward's tinkering, that was taken away. So anyway, we're just going to let this thing breathe here a little bit more and see if we can get some robust data. I've kind of warned recently, I don't really like what's happening here. And now we're hearing news that I think it's what is she now? I guess she's the U.S. Treasury Secretary. Yellen is saying there's too much cash building up on the bank's balance sheets or something along those lines. So we might see some fireworks in the bond market here. You might actually find that the U.S. goes and pays down debt. Wouldn't that be hilarious? Nobody expected that. And the bond market just turns on a dime. What I will say is when we see everything in the risk camp on the uppy side, and the bonds risk off on the downy side and now getting embedded. This might actually be Mr. Bond King's huge secular buy signal that he's looking for and that I think he's been talking about. And I like the idea of the bond market rallying. It's just we got to get through the 1 year sort of funny window following that shock that hit the market last March. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's vindicated that we do see a very substantial rally back up top in the bond market. But in the short term, he's in a bit of trouble here. 22. Kevin, do you see this shit? I mean, this is the market. This is crazy. You're not supposed
dude.
This is not supposed to happen.
Better go get another order working.
Yeah, I think so. 32, eh? 32 better. And of course, if 32 fires, holy jeez, look at the size of that foggy. What the hell's... And here's the kick in the pants with these silly VCIMs. Do you think this stock's got any room to move up here? You tell me. I don't know. I'd say it's got a bit of room to move up. And we're long from 7 cents. I mean, I don't know what the hell they're going to do here. Go check out the company's website. I got to say, man, the site and the you can see the deal looks so slick. I wouldn't be surprised if this stock is a lot higher. But, of course, don't chase. Can't pay that. We got in when you were supposed to buy, right into that tax loss selling window into the end of last year. Man, that was a killer trade. But this kind of, this silly market, just you got to force yourself to come in at the bottom end of ranges, eh? All right, well, looks like they're taking that thing higher. What do I like to talk to you guys about? Interesting. We've been talking about this Foggenbaum level up here at 50,680. Hit a high here today on the corn at 50,602. So we didn't actually hit that 80 level yet. So I don't think we're actually done here. But at the same time, too, huge tail from yesterday. Huge wick from today, so, oh boy, there's a big-ass trading range for you. Probably just parked right in that range for the next little while. With crypto, you probably want to keep a close eye on Mr. Ethereum here. You can see, man, I've talked about this recently. This one trend line, holy morolies. So, oh God, are we starting to lose this again? Who knows? If you're looking for a catalyst that breaks this bull that we've seen in crypto of late, probably keep an eye on him. And, with the corn, being so close to that foggy level, technically this is our parking garage off of this previous range. So, believe it or not, that's actually still very, very doable for me up in here. And actually what would make sense if this foggy level is for reals is we do something like that. But congratulations to Kevin. He picked the foggy level for our raffle. I thought we topped out here, so clearly I was wrong. Foggy and Kevin seem to be getting along really well. So if this is our top, and that is the top, then Kevin wins the raffle. Way to go, Kevin. We'll see. Only time will tell. No real M's here. And I've sort of said this before. I kind of like the idea of a big honking fractal up here. But when we start throwing that kind of talk on the table, people get all pissed off and stuff. So we'll see what happens, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. Your screen here. This is what we usually like to talk about. So... interesting. U.S. dollar index tried to started out, and this kind of happens a lot, is holiday session. Market opens up weak, but actually it's a trap. New York opens up after the weekend, long weekend, and the damn thing starts to rally. So first thing out of the gate, everybody's like, oh, bear, it's going to collapse. And then all of a sudden, mysteriously, the damn thing rallies out of nowhere. See that happen a lot. Can't really be bullish of stocks up here. What I would just simply say is if you did buy a stock, try to make really sure that as these crazy stock indexes and stuff keep pointing higher, you just keep paying yourself. Kind of what I just showed you on that aqua, right? Just make sure to have your open orders working. So there's our range right now. I do like sort of this is the institutional fingerprint. That is a reload zone. And, maybe corn is making a big fractal. Maybe this thing makes a big fractal, something like that. But nothing really to do there. If anything, cute little shooting star doji. If it finishes like this on the day, the day traders, they're probably hunting little tops up in here to play that move to the downside. But nothing really for a guy like me to do. Nothing really to do in crude oil. Will say, though, I was actually a little surprised. A little position that I picked up and I was kind of touting recently just because the chart looks so fucking awesome. It turns out it's in the oil and gas industry. Oh, Jesus. Now I look like an idiot. So I'm long this Falcon Minerals. And the trade actually looks very healthy. It's definitely heading in my direction. And looking for moves up top here on these warrants. But, and actually look at the stock itself. And the stock just looks, it looks quite good. Especially if you zoom out on like a weekly. I guess even daily you can see that range. Foggies, upside objectives. My hunch is we're probably going to just, we're in this value zone. You can see this huge node. My hunch is probably back a revisit top of value. And that'll make those warrants jump up. You can see the gaps and stuff need to be filled in here. So I actually am long oil. Didn't think I was. Way to go, Brian. Hypocrite! And if anybody wants to bark at me, hypocrite, feel free. You have free reign. If anything, this is such a fantastic analogy of, You can have an opinion. Brian thinks oil sucks. It's old story, right? But so fucking what? You think the market cares what my opinion is? And you know, if you trade setups and you trade charts and stuff, you just follow the setup, take the trade. And I have to say, I mean, I was, you know, the whole community and stuff, and they were probably looking at me going, what the, this guy's a total hypocrite. What's he talking about? But I was looking at this chart going, oh my God, this fucking thing's a buy, man. I gotta buy it. I gotta buy it. And so I bought it. And then I went and found out it's in the oil business. Ah, Jesus H. Christ. Oh, goodness. What are you going to do? Man, I mean, this market's so uppy. We're getting treats all over the map. Here's another warrant that I'm in. Got just a sick fill here this morning. So, forced myself patience, discipline, worked my order at the gap, and sure enough, I got filled instead. And it was sitting up here at 40 cents, which is technically a double for me, but I saw this gap, and I was just like, okay, I just got to have some patience and discipline. Just wait for it, and sure enough, I got my fill this morning. Yay! So that was cool. And then, of course, you know, I mean, look at this insanity. You know, the irony of it all is I was barking to the crew that I wanted to buy. Oh my goodness, look at what they're doing now. I wanted to buy that game stock at $5-6 a share. Nobody buys video games in shopping malls anymore, Brian. So they talked me out of this. I had this idea. I think the team was jazzed about it. I don't know, but I saw this back here, and this is everything that we do at TRI. And the share structure is pretty good, and the news is pretty good. And Kevin told me, you know, they got like an app that they were planning on bringing to market through the iTunes store and all that. And we started to get divergent. So I was like, fuck it, man, I just got to buy this damn thing. So I think we might have caught another one of these funny little GameStop scenarios. I don't know whether this is a short squeeze per se. I do, like I said, Kevin said there earlier that they have an app or something on the Apple store. As you can see, I've done pretty well here today. It's been a pretty good day. And the funny thing is when I saw this, we were joking through the daily brief. They were really messed. The irony of it all is I'm probably the only guy who has limit orders working on the DOMs, so they could see my retail limit order there, and they played with this level. They really messed with my brain here. That's the only way you can describe this. Is they saw my order as probably the only retail order on the book, and they just did not want to give me a fill. I had my order at 26.30, and look at the high of this candle, 26.23. How the fuck do you explain that? I threw this order in well ahead of the fact. There's no way you could say that stopped because of some sort of, you know, like tout or something. It stopped because they did not want to fill my retail order. So they halted the stock, brought it back, ramped it up right against my retail order again, and but patience, discipline. I'm not in any hurry. I don't care. And so eventually, I don't know, Wall Street kids, are they touting this crap? Who knows? But they broke it out and I got another fill. And if anything, this is a great testament to patience and discipline and not really caring. What I'm doing is I'm running my business as selling halves on doubles. So, you know, thing comes into a double level. Well, that's where I'm supposed to have my order working. And I don't get sucked into those games. But you could clearly see they did not want to give me a fill. And, oh, by the way, we got our next order working. So, hey, I did this with the Mara and, you know, a couple Blink warrants and stuff. I mean, you want more of my stock? Well, you know where I am. I'm sitting right up here. You can come and have all the stock you want. Just, you got to pay my prices. I'm not selling at your prices. You got to pay my prices. So, you know, just running your business of trading, and needless to say, our business is feeling pretty good here today. This is nuts. Make hay while the sun shines, as they say, and I do think this goes on I wouldn't even be surprised for a couple more weeks. At the least, maybe even a month. So, stocks are uppy. Take advantage. You know, our little study of the junior market versus the senior market, it's looking a little heavy here today, but there are bright spots, and of course crypto stocks, they're doing pretty good too. The corn itself, like we said, we printed a new high. I don't think we're done. We haven't hit that foggy level yet. So everything's fine. The only problem here is, could they pull a 1 or 2 day fuck you and just rip some of the kids' hearts out that chase, FOMO, all that kind of stuff? Absolutely. I mean, really, you could make the argument that this is all open air. All the way down to really these lows, right? And I think that's even like 38.2 of that range. So really, I've told you guys repeatedly, at any given point in time, you have to expect 38.2s. Anytime they can happen. So even just 50% off of whatever this low is, 10 Gs I think I've drawn here. Where is that? Is that that? Yeah. But I would even probably just go right off the original bottom there. So, my hunch is this 38.2 probably lines up with those lows really well. And, boom. Yeah, right in there. So, we could just, this market might just stair step its way. I mean, we could stair step like this higher. That's possible. But understand that really there's no reason why we couldn't do that. So, can't chase. There's no way in hell. And I've told you this for like weeks on end. No way I could buy that. What's interesting now is the real piece of poo stocks are coming to life in the crypto space. Down in the States, they have like the bulletin board and the pink sheets. In Canada, we have what's called the Calgary Stock Exchange, which is, I think now they call it the Canadian Stock Exchange. Why? I have no idea. But it used to be called the Calgary Stock Exchange, and that's where the real piece of crap stocks in Canada are listed. And we got one stock that's we bought there, which is it's kind of a flyer. I mean, these are really tongue-in-cheek stock companies. But we did buy one there recently, and it was halted forever, and it seemed like it was a total scam. But look at what they're doing here. So they're going to reorganize the company. We went and bought it at 15 cents. Of course, I have my order to sell half on a double at 30. So if they do bring it back, right, my order should be first in line there. But look at the market. $2 bid, $2 offered. Holy bejesus. So if they bring it back at $2 and I get my fill, sell half on a double, and I'm long from 15 cents and I sell half of it at $2, or am I going to be a happy camper? You tell me. We have a guy on the site that lives locally, and we trade stock and crypto and options and warrants and shit. And every time we bang out a winner, we have a deal that if he bangs out the winner, he goes and gets Korean barbecue for us. And actually, this one, I think I was showing you just a moment ago. I was startled at how high they're taking this. But I think there's a few Korean barbecue dinners in my future. 19 cents. Look at that. Bang! So, Andrew, I shall be awaiting the Korean barbecue bus to take me to Korean barbecue land to fill my face with Korean barbecue. But back to our story here about these crypto stocks. So it's interesting to see that these piece of crap crypto names are coming to life. So that was kind of interesting. This one I love. This one's a total sleeper. I still think there's a lot in the tank for this stock. They're an advertising company, and they got paid in equity in these crypto companies as opposed to taking cash. So you would think, with crypto doing as well as it is, that was a pretty smart business decision. Hasn't quite got going. I mean, you can clearly see where you should be long. It's in mid-trade, so there's certainly nothing to be done here. You just got to let your money work. The Maras, of course, keep surging higher, and I've got more sell halves on double orders working up top, so I just got to be patient and disciplined and don't do anything. Hut mining, same thing, blasted off to new highs. This one actually beautiful little bot setup that seems to be just doing its thing. My next big selling level will be up in this $16 area, but, path of least resistance looks like up to me. And then, of course, the star of the crypto rally du jour. I have no idea why, but Riot is all the rage. I had some call options back here. I blew them all out, made some okay money, but didn't really have any equity or long-term positions, so I kind of missed this orgy. But congratulations to anybody who did play the Riot trade. Way to go. Lots of people at TRI were banging out wins on this morning, so I was super proud of them for that. So there are bright spots in the stock market and in the junior market, even though, ironically enough, if you play like the major indexes, there's not really a hell of a lot going on here today. The S&Ps are up a grand total of 0.02%. That's not much of a move. And as I showed you from this chart, the Russell 2000 is actually underperforming that. So if you happen to be in some of the sexy names and some of the hot stocks, great, you're just loving it. Other than that, there's not really a hell of a lot going on. And I will say, like I said before, Mr. Bond King, oh boy. This must be getting painful for him to have to do these videos day after day after day. I'm a bond bull, I'm a bond bull, I'm a bond bull. Oh my goodness. So I really do remember that's that 1 year anniversary we said we were going to keep an eye on from the top. I do like the idea of some sort of capitulation bottom right on that event. And I do like the idea of the stock market putting in some sort of capitulation top. I don't know what you call it. Into that event as well. So I don't see this changing. This does not look like it's changing at all. And, look left. We're now into here. Next key support's down here, here. Really, I would say, just like, remember we did on the US dollar there a month or two ago, probably your key support is this original double bottom down here. So that should be stock market bullish. The only problem here is we kind of lived in this world with the assumption that money didn't cost anything. I got a funny feeling, like serious money managers are kind of going, the days of free money, the days of this talk of things like universal basic income where we just give money away for free, no problem. The days of Klaus trying to con you into believing that there's some world order that can just pay for everything and it doesn't cost anything. I think those days are coming to an end. And I wouldn't be surprised if somebody wakes up one day in the stock market and goes, holy shit, do you see how much money costs now? And boom, we had the exact opposite direction on all of these risk assets. That's exactly this conversation. Exactly that conversation. The only thing is, nobody ever fucking listens to me. It drives me nuts. Oh well. Gold. Oh boy. Think you would have been well served paying attention to those gold stocks. They're not happy at all. And they continue to look unhappy. The guys who took this inside bar there a week or so ago, they're sweating bullets right now. It's getting awfully close to their stop. And, really following this fractal, I might have just said, fuck it, let's get the hell out of there. But considering the way the bond market looks, the way the senior gold stocks look, I have no interest in touching this or even looking at it, to be honest with you. Look at that. So junior stocks are probably already starting to go, hey, something's not right here. Houston, problem. Corn, it kind of looks like a doji day, kind of like stock market. The big stocks, kind of doji. And if anything, this kind of makes sense. You see this double top here. Head on over to the shitcoin perp, because, hey, that's good quality investing. And the junior crypto market looks like it just put in an M within a bigger M. Uh-oh. So, remember I showed you that Ethereum chart earlier? I mean, it's not really overly bullish. It's kind of just sort of languishing along this trend line here. We got to start seeing some W's here, please, to actually start feeling like, all right, the party's still on. And of course, if we go and start aiming out, sometimes, especially they say markets can go down 2 or 3 times faster than they go up. So just be careful here, you people. Please. Oh my goodness, this risk market is getting dangerous. I was actually pretty pleased at myself yesterday in the middle of the video. It was so funny. Kevin and I looked over at this, and it was near the end of the video, and I'll probably leave off with this too. I think I got filled. Yeah. 4-4. Somewhere up in there. Actually, here, why don't I go look at the order itself? But this is a funny one. In that yesterday I was looking at this, and as I was talking, out of the corner of my eye, I go, that kind of looks like that's about double my purchase price. It is! Okay, let's see. Order history, KSM, sell 4396. 4-3. Oh, they gave me a shitty film. 396. So, I got off the call with you yesterday, and I literally just went and worked that order and just got the hell out of there. So, I bought it at, according to this, at like 2-1. So 2-1-2-2. So I could have gotten off just above 4. So I got 4-3. So technically I did get my double. Whew! I mean, it doesn't really matter. The most important thing that matters to me is that my plan is I like to create these risk-free trades as fast as possible. So now technically my risk on this trade is 0. I have no idea what's going to happen here. Wicks and tails like to be eaten, so there is a big tail just floating out there. And Mr. Hoagland, of course, does not like people buying above value. He would prefer to be buying below value. So believe it or not, on something like this, I actually wouldn't have a problem going and just working a stink bid to buy the coins. Remember, I got a free position. I got my original capital back. So just going and just working a bid to take that original capital and go buy it back. Handle body lows for trade location. Let the market dip into this tail to find support. It's below value, and of course, good old reload zones. So that's probably the way that I would approach this going forward. And that's what we call sort of adding cars to your trade. So this is your first car. You wait. Okay, I got my first car now bought and paid for. It's free. I got my original capital in my hands. Now, if we're really lucky, market comes back down, does something like that, and I can go and strap on another car. So now I have 2 cars running from basically the same level with that original capital. So that's what my plan is here going forward. So anyway, slow and steady wins a race. Just make sure to be very crisp with your behavior in the market here right now. I have a feeling a lot of emotional, especially if this shit perp starts doing this kind of stuff, you're going to get a lot of emotional behavior coming out of the venture cap part of the market. This could get really, really volatile. So play from a position of strength. Don't take no wooden nickels. Try to get yourself into that risk-free trade as fast as possible. And, of course, a big old dose of positive mental attitude. You can do this. You just got to set up the plan. Be proactive. Get all the shit done ahead of time. And then come to market with your setups and just trade that plan. All right. Have yourselves a great day, everybody. All the best. And bye for now.